Hello, I am Inuki. This is the last match of round 1. Lautje and Mithras playing as the Germans versus Cheshy Daemon and Andysan. They are the Brits. This is Baskerville, of course, a 4v4 map being played 2v2 today. Spawning on the left-hand side is Cheshy Daemon, which means on the right-hand side we have Andysan. Oh, he sent his computer to Taiwan to get it repaired. I think he got royally screwed on that one, but if it says anything about his playstyle, we're going to see some interesting responses from him. My computer's broke. I better send it halfway around the world to get it repaired. Sure, why not? Here's the early engagements for Cheshy Daemon on the left-hand side. He's going up against Mithras, who already has a good split of his units. On the right-hand side, Andysan not doing the same thing. He's opting for the casually stroll behind this building, getting gunned down. Interesting decision. There's still one guy left. He can take out all those infantry behind that building, provided he has harnessed the power of miracles. Lautje, opposing Andysan, has taken up the optimal position for his machine gunner, covering that point. It's such an excellent vantage point there on his side of the map. This urban area in the centre, not seeing much action from Andysan and Cheshy Daemon. They need to devote more infantry to that. And Andysan not picking up this area all the way back here. Interesting, he needs to take that because now it's 2 zones to 1. Points going up for Mithras and Lautje in it. Cheshy Daemon doing okay on this side, taking cover behind the wagon of all places. I don't believe that's bulletproof. These lumber logs, though, already destroyed very early on in the game, presumably by some sort of 80 grenade. We can see a machine gunner all the way back here. Cheshy Daemon almost getting off a good flank on that machine gunner. Doesn't quite get it, but he does get the zone. Huge casualties there. 3 soldiers die behind the wall. I'm guessing they were all called Matt Daemon. Just right now, I'm visualizing every single soldier from Cheshy Daemon is just Matt Daemon, and they're all running there. They're going to go, Matt Daemon, Matt Daemon, Matt Daemon, take him behind the wall, Matt Daemon, Matt Daemon, and so on. I'm not going to continue that anymore. I do realise I'm calling Cheshy Daemon Cheshy Demon, but I do prefer the word demon, so I'm going to head and call him that. Very simple operation I'm running here. Mr. I forget my own zone to capture right at the start of the game. Andysan on the right hand side, still holding out. He hasn't got his point. He's got to be saving for something. He's not bringing any new infantry. Cheshy Daemon on the left hand side, doing rather well though. But he also needs to support this with more infantry or something. He's obviously saving up. We've got a flak. This could be bad for Mithras as, yeah, here we go. We've got a Mark II Matilda on the field, and using my special powers, we can see the flak in the fog of war. Oh, I do love the replay system you added in. Thank you, Instinct, for that. Unfortunately, it's a special copy that only I'm entitled to. It's like Lautje poking around, noticing that this point hasn't been captured, trying to take it in for himself, but finally Andysan is back there, and he's also bringing up a Valentine, blasting away at the machine gunner with HE rounds against that wall. A great idea, although now we need some infantry to support this Valentine. Here comes a major problem for Mithras as he made the wrong purchase, buying a Flak 38. Sure, that's great for infantry, that's great for light vehicles, but not for a medium tank, not for a Matilda, so that's just going to get blown up very shortly, unless he's got a bazooka man to save that. No, it's down. No impact on the field whatsoever. Cheshy Daemon very happy about this one, even rolling over some lumber as a celebratory dance. He's turning his rear armor though. Never a good thing to do. He's maintaining the point, that's good. We're getting some good action on this right-hand side. Multi-cam time. We've got a pack 30 something over here. Not going to get a very good shot on this Valentine though. There's a hill. There's a wall. There's so much stuff in front of it. It's in such an awkward position. It would have been better if you moved it to the far eastern position on that nice flat land. Do note, however, whilst this is all going on, there's not much happening in the centre for Andysan and Cheshy Daemon. They're not devoting much resources there. And that's a real hindrance. They need to work together as a team for that central zone. This Valentine being used as cover by the militiamen. Here's that pack. Such an awkward position this is in right now. I don't think it can get a shot from there. The militiamen are capping. That's great. They can run up, toss a grenade over. No Laubox protecting it. Militiaman does manage to get rid of that SMG and tossing a grenade in completely the... No, it's a good direction. There is a soldier there. He manages to get it. I don't know why that guy was hiding behind the door. As if it would protect him. Completely the wrong angle. Grenades going off. Valentine moving up. Are we going to see a belly shot from the pack? You can see Laubox getting his infantry off of the gun just to fire their small armed weapons at the militiamen. That was a great decision made by him. This is such an awkward setup. We're going to have to come back to that later though, as in the centre, Cheshy Daemon has moved his Mark II Matilda to the centre of the map and they are capping it. Because there was hardly any attack early on, it seems like Lau and Mithras decided to devote the rest of their resources to the sides and defend them, but now they've lost that, they've also lost the middle, so it's looking good. Andysan and Cheshy Daemon managing to pull it off, tossing a grenade onto the pack, really wanting to destroy that. We can see a Panzer IV pulls up and starts blasting in the side arm, and the Mark III Valentine and Andysan manages to turn it around and starts blasting the Panzer IV. It seems to have the upper hand. Crew injured, stunning it twice, hull destroyed, and the virtual crowd goes wild. Such delightful news for Andysan and Cheshy Daemon. They're pulling back into this game. We've got infantry reinforcing from Laubox. That area is going to have trouble with the Valentine. Cheshy Daemon moving his Matilda into the middle, taken out by a pack. Direct side shot in it. There it is, in the fog of war. Cheshy Daemon needs to pull back and repair that Matilda. He's just going to repair it here, though. I suppose he's kind of forced himself... Yeah, he's kind of locked down in there at the moment. That pack could get another side shot in it. And I think it is still firing. The Valentine moving up, moving back. One of the two. It needs infantry reinforcements on the left-hand side. We can see the pack having problems, trying to get a good shot on the Matilda. This left-hand side, though, is looking damn good from the Commonwealth. Cheshy Daemon in control of this area. Mithras going to need to work much harder. Chucks a grenade off, and again... Why do people just, like, duck for cover when a grenade's landing right next to them? As if that will ever save them. We can see Mithras moving up with two rifle soldiers hanging up behind this broken truck next to the farmy cowy, placey, hidey McDougal bag. This is an interesting infantry unit. I've not seen that before. Apparently called the M4A4 Sherman. But he is supporting that with real infantry. I was going to do a little running gag of he needed infantry and he brought this random infantry I did not know. But anyway, the Valentine is being repaired, so that has been hit by a miracle. Not sure where that miracle came from, but it has been hit definitely by a miracle. He's bringing up the Sherman as well as infantry. All good stuff there. He can remain control of that, get that Valentine back up and hopefully be operational. They could use some more infantry in the middle. Cheshy Daemon doing well to hold this side against Mithras's light attacks. Mithras really needs to just come on in there with a giant freaking pounding attack. Matilda, I believe, retreating the wrong way. We do remember the pack on the left-hand side. Got a shot on that left armor piece of the Matilda. You can see the turret still damaged. Repair guy chasing it is like, get back here, hi, coward. Stand here and be repaired. M4A4 Sherman on the right. Giving some 50 cal support. You can see the machine gun on there. Blasting away in the bush. Always a good freaking, you know, if you're wondering if there's enemy infantry hanging around there somewhere, fire in a bush randomly, maybe you'll get them. That's a popular place for infantry to hide. It gives you cover, you're not exposing yourself, and you can see everything in front of the bush, so it's just a great place. Just have some Volks there, have some recruits, tier 1 infantry just giving you sight. Therefore they're, you know, they're not excellent fighters, but any infantry soldier can give you really good vision. Just like I'm seeing this frickin' truck Jeep get blown up. What kind of Jeep was that, I'm wondering. It went for the pack. It did not succeed against the pack. Poor guys inside there. We can see a half-track now being spawned for Cheshy Daemon. His infantry mostly dismembered or dead. One of the two on his left-hand side. But this half-track should repel a lot more infantry as well. We can see a machine gun for Mithras set up all the way back there. And now, note that the sandbags are no longer around, and the 50 cal from the half-track just destroys that, runs over the gun. The pack takes the half-track out, and I think that was an okay trade-off. We can still rip off that 50 cal from the top, though. If Mithras just runs up in infantry, rips off the 50 cal, he can use that pretty much as a machine gun to defend that left-hand side. We can see on the right as well, we've got another tank popping up. The previous one, I believe, was the G. This is a H, so we've got one minor upgrade. And I just know everybody at home is saying, what is this upgrade, Inuki? Inuki, what's the upgrade? What's your professional, advanced, super knowledge of this game? From, you know, Panzer G to Panzer H. Well, Laubox has cleverly identified that it's slightly warm today. So he's gone with the Panzer H, which has better ventilation, which is going to prove invaluable for taking out this M4A4 Sherman. As you can see there, that ventilation upgrade, injuring the crew of the Sherman, as well as protecting it from incoming fire. Again, crew injured for the Sherman, they hop out. Drawing his pistol as this is I could take him from this distance. Just get me closer. I could nail it for the barrel. I could ricochet the bullet so it kills the driver and the gunner simultaneously. The Panzer moving up closer now. A good choice. He can get a little bit closer. Take out the Valentine and the Sherman whilst it's weaker. Moving in, supported by infantry. Hail of gunfire. So much gunfire. Which I don't understand why, because there's hardly any infantry around there. Andysan with some infantry in the back, and this heavy AT gun as well. It doesn't seem to have a shot. That building definitely blocking it. The terrain, yeah, the terrain, its turret is just over the terrain. It would have been great if that building wasn't there. It would have had such a good shot. Crusader from Cheshy Daemon versus 222. Also a machine gun from Mithras on the left. Crusader undoubtedly going to win this one as soon as it begins firing. There it is. Straight away, 222 destroyed. As well as the machine gun. Mithras bringing stuff to the field, instantly being spat out. This definitely puts Laubox and Mithras at a disadvantage. They aren't focusing on the middle at all by the looks of it. We've only got 2 soldiers there, as you can see from the map, from Andysan and Cheshy Daemon. Just hanging around this area. It's so pitiful, the amount of defences there. And they're focusing very heavily on the left and right hand side. Mithras lost a lot on the left. Laubox only now just succeeding on this right hand side, taking care of the Valentine, taking care of the Sherman, taking care of all the infantry. The question is Laubox going to help out on Mithras' side? Is he going to move into the centre and take that? Is he going to continue to push on this right hand side, where Andysan has a huge squad of commandos awaiting some micromanagement? I don't know why they're lurking around there. They should be moving. Crusader tank on the left hand side, not going to push, going to hide behind the Farby McCowie Dougal bag and pick off the machine gun. Now, the machine gun not really a threat at the moment. Every time Mithras occupies that, the Crusader can take it out. Infantry, I believe, can take it out as well, now that there's no sandbags in front of it. So it's not a threat. It doesn't need to charge in there and run it down. Cheshy Daemon, though, making a run for the machine gun, going to occupy it. That thing needs to rotate, though. Mithras managing to take it out with a machine gun. A portable LMG, not a big machine gun. Mithras having a bit of a nose around the central area. Cheshy Daemon, though, not forgetting just to send infantry there now and again just to defend it. Very lightly defended, though. We could see more infantry from the Germans there attacking it. Andysan trying to make a little sneak attack, find out what's there. I don't know what the aim of this guy is. Definitely wasn't going to take out all those infantry by himself. Maybe just to get some sight. Laubox with a 222 on the central capture zone. They are managing to take that now. The presence of that 222 in the centre is going to force much of a heavier response. They need to respond to that 222 in a way they can take it out. An AT rifle would be sufficient, especially in the patch the AT rifle's got a buff. So whether we're gonna, I don't think we're gonna see that. I mean, I'd like to see that. That's all you really need. Spend as little as you need to take out something. That's basically my entire game plan. If I can take out a heavy tank with an AT infantry, great. I've saved so much money. He's wasted so much money. But I think we're going to see a much heavier response from Andysan and Cheshy Daemon. A half track, the 25 pounder, not really counters to 222s. Interesting though, let's see what happens. A half track is very well capable of taking out a 222 if he gets close enough, but the 222 sees the half track, bumps into the lamppost. From a distance, the 222 has the advantage. A half-trek, though, if you approach from a side, and I've done this quite a few times, get in very close to it, pour bullets straight into it. In fact, you can just rip off the 50 cal off the half-track and sneak in with infantry and just whack it that way. I don't know, it's still a loss. The 222 still up for Laubox. They have that central zone. We're not seeing a counter to the 222 unless the 25 pounder wants to take a shot, which hopefully, you know, the Germans will notice that they're being fired at. They'll have to be really lucky to take that out. Mithras with the Panzer IV-H. That's a damn good counter to an AA tank. In fact, the Crusader tank right now could just position itself in the middle and take out the 222, clearing the way for all those infantry, as well as the Anzacs on the field for Cheshy Daemon. Remember, you don't always have to spawn something for a new area. You've got resources all over the field. This heavy tank very well could take out that 222 as well. Okay, it's a bit unnecessary for it to do that, but it's resources you have on the field. You're not necessarily needing to spawn anything else. You might already have the perfect counter to it just elsewhere on the field. That's why we have stuff like fuel cells. It's like some sort of futuristic, this is my fuel cell. Put shields to maximum. Oh no, reverse the polarity of my Panzer H, therefore it can withstand enemy phaser. Anyway, not important. The moral of the story is we very well have the counters to the 222 on the field for that middle, and the infantry to take that centre. We're not going to see it though. The Crusader tank looks like it's just going to flank the frickin' Panzer H. Running out of breath. There we go, take a breather. What is this Crusader playing at? There's also a pack hanging back there. If I use my memory wisely, the cows are escaping engine damage for the Crusader. It's in Black Horde down territory, taken out by the what the hell we have. It looks as if the Panzer Crusader, no, the Crusader was acting as a scout for the 25 pounder. Panzer H just looking on going, wow, that was really unnecessary. That was spectacularly unnecessary. What is this though? We have a second Crusader on the field. Came out of nowhere, taking out the 222. And I thought Andysan was going to make the strange decisions this game. Right here we just saw, okay, what do I need to take out this 222? What do I need? What do I need? I know what. A Crusader. A Crusader is exactly what I need to take out the... I have a Crusader. No, it's not shiny enough to take out that 222. Okay, I'll get this Crusader destroyed, and then I'll spawn a new one, and I'll take out that 222. That's just the perfect plan right now. And it's decisions like this which cost you free capture zones, left, centre, right. It's going to take some work from Andysan and Cheshy Daemon now. This Crocodile Churchill McFlameyhoffen, hopefully going to be doing some flaming waffles soon. It can get a bit closer to there. I don't believe anything around there can really take it out. We've got a Panzer H hanging back somewhere. In the fog of war, we've got to be alert at that. But the heavy armour of the Churchill is not to be underestimated. This Crusader has helped take out a lot of infantry, but now it's being taken out by the Panzer H. Brits are managing to take back the central zone. Unfortunately, though, they still need one more point. Either the left or right hand side. I wouldn't recommend going for the enemy's side of the map and taking their capture zones. Andysan being pinned down on the right hand side, taking cover behind this broken building as the Churchill fires into that wall, destroying whoever is lurking there. Track damage. We did have a Panzerfaust into the side. He came just to the left hand side of that capture zone. This is why it's kind of a good idea to have recruits closing your lines, having vision. In the centre though, we can see, using super cam, that the Panzer H is finally taking care of the Crusader infantry moving in. Don't know where that voice came from. Anyway, if you're wondering where I'm getting all these alternate views on the battlefield, I am joined by the lovely Pando, who is also in the tournament. How are you, Pando? Oh wait, turns out you're not here for some magical reason. I don't know, whilst some Anzac falls out of the building being hit. I was meant to be doing a dual commentary today, not a live commentary, because unfortunately this game was recorded at silly o'clock in the morning. So, you know, I can't really be loud and shouting all about the house, because that will wake people up, or it tends to wake people up who are sleeping. I've done my research on this. So we meant to be doing a dual commentary. We'll send each other our videos and then watch them back and, you know, just do a non-live dual commentary. But unfortunately, Pandu had to do something else, and it happens to me as well. What usually happens, ignoring what's happening on the game right now, you can see for yourself what's happening, so I'll just get this out and explain it. Wonderful static flames there. Perfect. So what I'll usually say is, I'll look down on my comments page and someone will say, when's your next video? Or someone will message me on Steam, when's your next video, Inuki? When's your next video? And I'll be like, okay, I've done a video, it's ready to be uploaded, I'll get it done by tonight, you can watch it tonight. But then something happens and I can't get it done. I don't know, like my computer just gets sent to Taiwan magically, I don't know. Crazy stuff happens. So I just can't, I mean, even if I'm uploading it and I was saying I'm uploading a game now, the upload will just fail. And I'm like, what? Why? It's just sod's law happens to me all the time, and flares come out onto the Churchill. We should have known this was going to happen. The crewman gets inside the tank. He survives, manages to survive. We can see because the green triangle is still emitting on our map, indicating that the crew is still alive inside. Maybe one of the crewmen's inside. He gets out. He's going to try and repair that. It's going to take much longer than it used to, just from the track being damaged. Now pretty much everything is damaged. A second Churchill on the left-hand side, narrowly avoiding the cow. The half-track as well goes into this zone. It's such a dangerous maneuver to pull off. As you can see straight away, the half-track gets taken out. The infantry laying down to their deaths. They didn't get to do anything. Maybe this one guy behind the half-track could at least throw a grenade off and do something. The Churchill Crocodile moves up, takes out the Panzer H. Turret and main gun damage. It's going to be not very operational if it wants to fire. The Churchill, though, rather than continuing to blast at the Panzer H, decides just to take out infantry on the left. I don't know why. It could have at least finished it off. Panzer H hiding behind the slippery, slopery terrain. Occasional mispronunciation. Never hurt anybody. 25-pounder just finished firing away its volley. You can see it's dotted around a few craters all across his left-hand side. The middle is seeing a tiny bit of action from these Anzacs, who is now dashing, making a mad dash towards the Panzer H. Mithras notices it a bit too late. He's pulling forward, pulling back, can't make up his mind which way he wants to try and dodge that AT grenade. Ultimately fails. Another H is down. We've got another H down. Mithras complimenting in all chat, saying that was pretty damn nice. That was nice indeed. We have a pack all the way there. In the German rail lines, firing at the track of the Churchill. It takes it out. It's now stationary. Here is the effect of saving up so much manpower. We have a Jagd Panther going to fire in the frontal armor of the Churchill Crocodile. The Jagd Panther sure is going to blow up this Churchill Crocodile at some point. The question is when? How many shots will it take? It is firing straight for the front armor. So it's gonna take some time, I do believe. I'm just gonna sit around and wait here. No, I'm gonna check somewhere else soon. Probably gonna miss the explosion. Never mind. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Even the cow is turning his head in shame. Keep repairing, man. Keep repairing. Keep running around, cows. How cow now, bro? We're getting artillery as soon as I move to check on the other side of the map, checking at this Churchill, which is also probably going to get hit by flares soon enough. But in the middle, we have a half-track gunning in, getting rid of those infantry as I pan my camera around to try and get a good shot of the explosion. This half-track needs to look out for, well, mainly for the tree, but there is a 222 lurking around here. We saw that earlier. It didn't get destroyed, I believe. And as soon as I tell it to look out, of course it gets destroyed. 222 makes light work of it. It's the second freaking half-track that's been destroyed by a 222. Must be raging right now at those. But there's so many places you can be lurking around in that middle zone. It's not ideal for a half-track to be roaming around there. 80 infantry is great just to have one of those hanging around the building and bring it out when you need it. But Laubox did the correct thing. He retreated his 222 in the fog of war so his enemy couldn't be certain to where that is. And clearly they just seem to have forgotten about that 222 and it got a free half-track kill basically. And that's great play there. On the left-hand side, we saw a heavy AT gun moving around. And on the right, there is definitely some artillery going down on this Churchill. It looks like it just got repaired almost. The repair kit being blasted away into the sky. Oh, he's going to have to go so far to pick that up right now. That's unfortunate. In fact, here he goes. No, he's going for the one that's slightly closer. You, my sir, are lazy. On the left, what the hell is going on here? We have a supply truck. So narrowly missing the machine gun. It wanted to run that down. It just missed. That's some bad play there, but we can see this is a distraction for a half-track on the left-hand side. We can see a half-track full of commandos using this supply truck as a distraction as they get out in a big frickin' liney sort of attacky McDougalhoffen-bagen. That's a popular phrase for day. That's the phrase, in fact, is going for the Jagd Panther. You see, getting out and throwing an AT grenade, stunning it now. One guy dies though from the frontal machine gun. You can see the second one also suicides himself. Even the self-destruct goes up on the half-track, trying to get that caught in an explosion. But this isn't over. We've got more commandos approaching on the left-hand side. Got to avoid that whole machine gunner though. That whole machine gunner, very narrow arc in front of it. You can see he's using that half-track for cover, and he moves around to the side. It's so close. He's got an AT grenade. He throws it. He hits the engine, and the engine's on fire, which means the Panther is eventually going to explode. He's gonna... God, no, this is horrible. Ah. And the strange thing is, it's not like this was necessary. The crewman gets back in, hoping it was safe, but what the... strange decisions there from Mithras. It was a very unnecessary purchase anyway. A bit of a over-response just to one Churchill Crocodile on the field. To two, especially as they're tracked, and he did have radio operators out. Such an overreaction. Anyway, he's still got the point. He still have... Well, for the Germans, they still have 5 capture zones. 2-2. Their points are 77. 246. There's a hell of a long way to go for the Commonwealth at the moment. The 222 charges on the right-hand side. Its target, this mortar, ditching his mortar. Andysan hoping to save the 2 guys on there. But the AT gun on that right managed to save them in time. Getting away, still able to fire that mortar for another day. Cheshy Daemon with this little Bren universal carrier. It could be useful. I know it tows the artillery in on the field, but you know, you can still make use of it. If you want to just move your artillery around, keep your opponent guessing, that's fine. If you want to use it as a little bit of an infantry assistant support weapon buff, yeah, sure, why not? That's good too. We can see a second half-track game in here. That's burning on fire as well. Holy smoly, we've got half-tracks. So many half-track deaths in this game. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching out here, watching this tournament specifically to learn from great players. And if it's one thing you can learn from these two, is half-tracks aren't necessarily the answer to everything in the universe. Especially if you drive them right into your capture zone, they are most likely going to be destroyed. You can see one rifleman took out the TNT from the half-track and tried to throw it in the crater, fell short. That German soldier manages to survive though. We can see another grenade tossed into the crater. He hides back in the TNT crater, chucks the grenade out. He's completely exposed, covered though by his friend all the way in his own rear line. Oh my god, I heard some artillery being landed on the opposite side of the map. Seems like this Churchill survived. No, we've got some more artillery landing on it. It's very spaced out though. You can see the Crocodile is almost in the smack bang center of those 5 flares, and you see them landing now in a pentagram around it. The crew is injured, but the Crocodile is fine. It's just got to that point though where it's absolutely critical that Andysan and Cheshy Daemon try and make their way back into this game. We have artillery landing on this machine gun, flipping over a truck. So only 12 points left for the Germans. What I need to do is create some really good tense music. Some beatboxy maybe. And modern. Yet again, more artillery landing on this broken Churchill. It's so battered, it continues to be battered, not taking any armor damage there, but the crew is once again injured. I wonder how many crew have been inside this tank now. Maybe they've been constantly surviving. That would definitely be a traumatizing experience, but he's going to go ahead and... No, he's not even going to bother repairing it this time. Why bother? He's just going to bomb me again. I'll just stay here and fire as much as I can. Left-hand side. I've adopted a new voice again. Commandos are approaching on this right-hand side behind the bar, but that's pretty much covered by Mithras, chucking a grenade in there as well, using this good old direct control to cook the grenade. We have a vehicle approaching from the rear lines of the Germans, and artillery is adjusting, and a Matilda not doing anything, and a mortar not doing anything, and Andysan doing something. Oh god, I hope he isn't emailing his laptop to Taiwan as we speak. He is repairing that Churchill. He has decided to go ahead and repair that Churchill. And the Matilda now taking an active role in this game. How nice of you to join us. No, he's just going to stop there and cheer on the repairing process. Hopefully getting it repaired quicker. Another half-track on the left-hand side. Load of smoke up as well. Infantry using that smoke to get up into that half-track, just behind the half-track rather, and capture that zone. Hopefully Mithras notices and tosses a grenade over. He does manage to kill one commando. The other commando is healing up behind the door. He just runs out and just had enough of life. It's never ever the time to give up hope. Okay, veteran time on the field. Yeah, screw it. All gone to crap. No, gone. Game's over. Matilda, you're not even going to do anything. That's right. Blast that wall. That wall has just been eating HE shells for the entire game. But the points is 99, and blasting away that wall is not going to save you. The game is over. Congratulations, Mithras and Laubox. You are today's victors. Thank you, Vandu, for recording the game and allowing me to take some good old alternative camera shots, even though most of what you saw was the same as what I saw. This wasn't a steamroll victory. Cheshy Daemon and Andysan did a very well game to put up a good fight against Laubox and Mithras, but unfortunately we won't be seeing them in round 2. Let's have some good old highlights, and let me explain to you this one thing. We did have a game before this. Unfortunately though, Andysan had a strange synchronization error. So Laubox and Mithras decided to replay the game, but it was a friendly game. Laubox and Mithras would have went through regardless of the outcome of this game. So anyway, hope you enjoy the highlights. I've also included the highlights from the first game. But from me, I am Inuki. This is InukiTV. Good night. Toodaloo.